Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is Game God Fluent, bringing you episode 5 of Let's Play Vagrus, the Riven Realms. Forcing melee-focused opponents to the back line in companion combat steals their chances to deal damage to your companions. That is known. Hope you guys are doing well. We left off in a place where I'm going to have to quickly replay, actually. We'll see how it goes. Lighting a smoke here. Hope you're ready to see more of this fascinating game. It only saves during this prologue anyway, on each new day after camp. So we might have to replay a short period of the game. But should be good to go. Hope y'all are ready to have some fun. Let's do this. Lost Pilgrims. And let's continue. Alright, so use resourcefulness. Oh, success this time. You managed to avert or prevent the worst things that have come up today. So we didn't get hit with a morale penalty there. Alright, then we have here. We'll refuse him. Agree with him. Alright. The last stretch before the city awaits you.
Dark omens. Ominous apparitions of an otherworldly covenant of spectres. A grim night out for vengeance. Time and coin running out slowly. Yet against all odds, we journeyed to the city of Avernum on the Smoulderbone Flats. A place bustling with travellers, merchants, and lowlifes. It was supposed to be a short stop on our way east, but we got more than we bargained for.
Okay. Let's go ahead and enter. When occupying a settlement node, you can enter the settlement using the enter button on the radial menu. You can always choose not to enter and even camp outside. Good to know. The city of Avernum. Very cool. You can smell its foul stench even as you approach its mighty gates, set in dark walls decorated with the bones of gigantic creatures. The dry, sulphurous reek of the region so close to the molten tongue mixes with the bitter, ashen stink of the many foundries and forges in the city. Over the walls, the rooftops and chimneys of the city lean together in a jumble. Buildings on the lower part of the hill are more dilapidated, while the ones near the top are in better condition in general, with a walled-off villa appearing here and there. A group of guards stop you as the comitatus moves ponderously under the gate arch. While your cargo and men are being checked, you can see several of the grim, black-clad legionnaires of the Avernus Legion standing guard beneath the gate tower, staring at you. "Gate tax is 2 changers," the head guardsman says after getting the confirmation from his men that everything is in order. A slave next to him bows to you and holds up the open money box he carries chained to him. Pay the gate tax. Having passed through the city gate, you arrive at the cobbled plaza on the other side. You head towards the Mansio, the large inn for comitati, without delay to set yourself up there and have some rest for the arduous journey. After the arduous journey, the Mansio are great inns in towns or cities built to house comitati and other groups of travelers. They are often circular, with a spacious plaza in the middle and stables all around it to house all kinds of beasts of burden. The outer circle is jammed with service buildings such as taverns, bawdy houses, gambling dens, and rooms for rent. Mansios can be quite varied depending on who runs them, but most of them have all the basic services required by travelers. Commerce often converges in these establishments, but they are far from a marketplace. Usually supplies and slaves can be acquired there, as well as beasts of burden. Also, people who have news and rumors gather in the halls of Mansios, so whoever wants to learn of other lands goes there. In an hour, everything is settled. Your beasts are stabled, your cargo is unloaded into the warehouse, and most of your crew is resting already. Just as you're about to head into the common room and order a drink for yourself, Javik approaches you and draws you aside. There's someone here to see you, boss. Someone sent by our nightly friend. Says she wants to talk to you discreetly. She's waiting behind the stables, Javik says in hushed tones. It was foolish to think that you have rid yourself of Sidarius and his agenda even for a few hours, but you have little choice. Hear the messenger out. The woman waiting for you in the shadows behind the stables of the Monsieur is wearing a large hood and a long cape over a dark gray featureless tunic. As you approach, she throws her hood back, revealing the markings of someone in the service of Ashkul, god of the underworld, a face painted pale with dark eyeshadow to give the impression of a skull. You suspect that she's a novice attached to the Order of the Black Sun or an acolyte of the Church of Ashkul. The woman looks around furtively. There's nobody nearby, just you and Javik. The Church of Ashkul is the religious institution of the god of death. The organization is responsible for all funeral activities and the maintenance of necropolises, crypts, and graveyards across the empire. Because of the general belief that a soul is damned to wander eternally unless the proper rituals are given upon death, the church wields tremendous influence over most people. The priests and necromancers of Ashkul are also tasked with supplying unliving legionnaires for the wars of the Empire, and they hunt down all undead not controlled by one of their ordained. Ashkul's church has the most numerous members and followers by far in the triumvirate. His priests are popular for they deal in serenity and even a grim empathy. The high priests of the church wield great political and magical power, often holding seats of senate. The head of the church is the vicar, who is usually the most gifted and experienced necromancer of the Holy Order. All priests start as novices and go through religious, magical, and physiological training. Their magic includes the ability to talk to the dead and animating them, commanding undead, as well as the manipulation of life force and souls. The church has close ties to Ordis Negra Solis, the Order of the Black Sun, which is the Empire's greatest knightly order. It is said that Sergorod has much more influence over the Black Knight's agenda, and that the Ashkulites do not care. The church has two major and well-known sects, the Watcher and the Apothecaries. The former is a militant group tasked with the protection of the holiest sites and the grandest necropolises, while the latter is a group sworn to use all their knowledge in medicine and physiology to keep the sacred life force where it belongs, to the living. The church has a lot of temples scattered around the continent. Every city has one. Even the small settlements have graveyards where at least a novice toils. The major necropolises of the King of the Underworld can be found in the imperial capital city, in Charnel Valley, at the end of the Causeway of the Dead, and in Devon. Greetings from our mutual friend, the Knight Dominus, the young woman says quietly after looking you in the eye. I was sent here to take you to him when you're ready. I'll wait here, just don't take too long. He's very eager to see you. From now on, you can visit Sidarius and Avernum. Before you set out, Javik draws you aside. So it would seem that we'll stay here longer than we had expected. It occurs to me that such a delay would be a strain on our resources, and I rather doubt that our knightly friend cares about that. You have considered this also, Javik goes on as you rub your chin thoughtfully. I was thinking we could smelt the scrap metal we bought. I know it would cost us, but hear me out. Not only does smelted metal take up less space in the cargo hold, but it could also allow us to sell a fraction of it for great profit here. It's a loss in the long run, but we have to pay the crew if we are to tarry here, don't we? You have to admit he's making a lot of sense. You could smelt down the metal and sell some of the bars for an injection of coins if need be. The two of you make ready to set out. The Mancio pane is now active. Navigate the Mancio pane by clicking on the decanter icon. This is the Mancio pane. Mancios are inns specialized for comitati. When you rest in the Mancio, the day ends and you'll get an end day scene similar to when you camp in the wilderness. You can see your own comitatus crew page on the left and the Mancio stock on the right. You can hire or dismiss crew as well as buy or sell beasts in the Mancio. Switch between crew and beasts with the button at the top. The type of beast can also be changed here at great cost, but this is locked in Pilgrims of the Wasteland. Rumors can also be purchased here. These bits of information can unlock points of interest on your chart. tip you off on business opportunities, or give you hints on storylines. Purchased rumors can be found in your journal under the Rumors tab. Passengers can sometimes also be found in Mancios. When taken to their destination, they reward you for your efforts, but often you have to reach the place within a time limit. The passenger's consumption and potential crew combat strength is also shown here. Exchange news allows you to tap into the local sources about the settlement you are in, which could be information people might pay for in other places. At the same time, you also pass on the news you've gathered from elsewhere, providing a few coins. The list of settlements you carry news from can be found in your journal under the News tab. Interesting. All right. So, scout upkeep to hire 3 chargers, fighter worker, a middle-aged sage. Bounties, why are there so many? Savages, they are said to live nearby. Trade news, receive 1 local news exchange. Refresh the news from this location and share your news for coin. You have the latest local news already and nothing new to share. Crew and beasts. Wow, they're very expensive. Beast type, mounts, beasts of burden. Rumors, that's 3 chargers, right? We don't have much money to play with. We have 8. I guess we could buy that. Hidden outpost. Is there something to be had? We're added a hidden outpost. On the rumor pane, you can find all the rumors you have found or bought in settlements. Rumors are bits of information that can unlock points of interest on your chart, tip you off on business opportunities, or give you hints on storylines. Essentially, they are guides you can follow to find interesting things. Entries are on the left. By clicking on one, you can see its contents on the right. According to locals, there's a fairly hidden trading post out in the flats about 2 days almost due southeast of Avernum, run by some trading house. There might be a business opportunity there, though a lone wanderer claims they have had some trouble brewing at the outpost. Archive. Nice. Don't know what we can do about savages or bounties. Bounties of fire. Avernum offers goods the Sadarar need. We'll return here. Let's head to the marketplace. Hides, ivory, bone, chitin, dried fruit. Wow, they have a lot of stuff. So, equipment, they have guard animals, blinders and combat saddles, hunting animals, mining equipment. A lot of stuff we can't afford, so I'm not even going to look. But we could take these 5 hides and $25 units per stack. Do they each sell for 2 Lyrgs, 4 chargers? Let's find out. Sell 1. Yeah, nice. Scrap metal. Supplies. Our supplies are running low. We have ivory. Beasts, fangs, and tusks that could be fashioned into tools or ornaments, a common but valuable resource. They pay nice for ivory. Leather form, the hides of beasts, ideal for clothing, armor, and tools alike. How would we melt down the scrap metal? Ooh, it's in demand and pays big time. Dang. I don't know how to melt it down though. Throw out, sort cargo. I guess we just sell it here. That's how we melt it down. Alright, let's go look for On the tip of the molten tongue, guarding the arid smolderbone flats, lies the imperial city of Avernum behind its sun-scorched walls of bone and dark stone. The many forges and furnaces here toil relentlessly, belching foul smoke day and night under the watchful gaze of the prefectus, who commands his black-hearted Avernus legion from the imposing slag fort. Many comitati, merchants, and grifters flock to Avernum in the hopes of finding trade, rest, or work. Often only cruelty and dark deals await them in this corrupt city under burning skies. Sidarius' report: go to the fighting pit, seek out the foundries, Temple of Askul, Temple of Sergorad, meet Skornar. He can be found at Lavinus's watering hole. Let's go visit the sorcerer, slag fort, explore the city. Let's go meet Skornar. Lavinus's watering hole is one of the most notorious establishments of the disreputable district called Scoria. There's no sign of her inscription to let you know the decrepit building at the back of the alley is a tavern, but the putrid smell of cheap booze makes it quite clear nonetheless. You nod to the orc bouncer and enter through a small doorway. The inside of the place is no better. Dirty lichen hangs from a low ceiling. The walls are sticky and your eyes are watering thanks to the thick smoke. Denizens of local derelicts are hunched over their clay tankards. A quick talk with the tainted bartender gains you entry to the back room where Skornar is expecting someone with a package. Tainted are essentially humans who contracted or were born with a magical disease called the taint. The taint begins with a period of incubation when the victim falls gravely sick and suffers seizures and spells for days or weeks. About half of them perish during this interval. The transformation starts after a day or so following the initial seizure, and the changes remain for life, though in some rare cases, further changes manifest later. Symptoms are always physical, but are often paired with serious mental disorders, either due to the traumatic nature of the transformation or the nature of the taint itself. Nobody knows for certain. The most common symptoms include skin color and texture change, fleshy growths, boils and scars, enlarged or shrunken body parts, almost never symmetrically, and the merging of the physical aspects of different species, part beast, part human mutants, are fairly common. Ever since the calamity, mutations of all kinds are commonplace on the continent. A correlation between the arcane powers unleashed by the cataclysm and the mutations has never been validated by sages or magic users. Nevertheless, everyone believes there to be one. There's no telling how it spreads or why it attacks the ones it does, its workings have eluded medical science altogether. These days, every third human on the continent is tainted. Children between the ages of 8 and 16 contract the disease more often than adults. Children of tainted are often born healthy, while healthy parents can produce tainted offspring. Though high society still shuns these unfortunates, they have become so common that most people don't even notice them, and a lot of the tainted can live full lives. Since apparently proximity does not aid the spread of the taint, pogroms against the tainted generally ceased all over Zareen a long time ago. Interestingly, no other race seems to contract the taint, though there's rumors of elves giving tainted and dying of it, or killed by their own people. Dwarves do not get mutations and end up becoming bestial. Dwarves do get mutations and end up becoming bestial, often slain when they attack others, yet it remains extremely rare. Talk to Skornar, time to deliver the package. A sleepy-looking Daj Mahan guard lets you in a back room through a curtained doorway, but Javik has to stay outside. Inside, several motley individuals are playing cards. One of them, a tall man with red hair and beard, rises and sends the others out of a room with a wave of his hand while offering a seat to you at the table. You take a moment to look each other up and down before you comply. Skornar is a large man with broad shoulders, long limbs, and a thick red beard, contrasted by his boyish handsomeness. He is clearly not of imperial origin, but if you had to guess, you'd say he wasn't born on the continent. Foreign symbols cover his arms and neck in the form of tattoos. He's wearing a bronze breastplate, and the white great fur of a predator is covering his shoulders. An impressive bearded axe with an iron head leans against the wall next to him. He makes no threatening move, yet you can feel he's a dangerous man. "Welcome, Vagrus. I am the one called Skornar the Blue-Faced," he says. You do not mention that his face appears to be human color. "I've been expecting someone with a delivery." He sits down across you and pours you both some ale, smiling. "Can I have it now?" You hand him the package. +2 insight. Scornar smiles mischievously as he unwraps the small leather package and carefully observes a golden ring decorated with silver symbols. He wraps it again and pockets the package. Just checking if it's genuine, more for the craftsman's sake than yours, he says upon seeing your quizzical expression. He salutes you with his own mug and drinks up. You join him. I am grateful to you, friend, for your part in this. I am sure Narbo compensated you somehow. However, you might want to do business with me later nonetheless. You'll find that I can help you with a lot of things in this city. I have to leave now, but I'll see you around, eh? With that, Scornar leaves the room through a side door and you rejoin Javik going back to the common room. Leave the watering hole for now. They say a powerful sorcerer lives in the Villa district. Visit the slag port for official business with the authorities. What kind of equipment they do have? They have awnings. They have a dwarven compass. Look at the cost of that. I would be foolish not to sell that. I mean, seriously. Wow. Guard animals. A pack of Mokoru to sniff out danger and alert you. +1 perceptive, +5 flee, +15 vigilance. +5 vigilance active while during camping. +10 chase, +1 outrider combat strength, +1 outrider defense. Oh, we could buy a lot if we sell that dwarven compass. Extra storage. Good quality tools, +5% workforce. Hunting animals. +8 combat strength. The measure of offensive power in crew combat, it is contested against the opponent's defense to define the chances of a success attack each round. Hunting animals would be really helpful. +5 chase, +10 hunting base chance. Mining equipment, +1 prospecting. Perimeter alarms, +20 vigilance active while during camping. Protected harnesses, -10 consumption, plus a bunch of other stuff. Oh yeah, we have some stuff too. Beast lures. Lures prepared to attract all manners of predators, ideal to lure beasts away from you or into a trap even. Sergorodite arms. Arms and armors gathered from the slain Sergorodite contingent. 8 medical supplies. And Osculite charms. Magical charms enchanted by Oscul's priests. They attract most kinds of undead for a brief period of time and can be used to lure them away. I guess I can't sell that stuff. Skewers. +3 beast defense. What's beast defense? I guess it adds to our defense stat. Standard armaments. +1 fighter combat strength, scout combat strength, outrider combat strength. Bone and obsidian weapons with hardened leather shields for your fighters. Traveling saddles. Let's see. Maybe we just sell some scrap metal. I don't know. That dwarven compass sells for so much. It's more than any luxury item here, even a bar of silver. You'd have to sell 2 bars of silver to get the same for a dwarven compass. +1 navigation, +1 movement. So let's look this over, actually. How do we pull up our Vagrus's stats? +1 navigation. +2 scouting base chance. Why isn't it listed here as +1? We do have the compass. Authority. forget what that does. Resourcefulness. Insight. Oh, we can get points of stuff for insight. Enhance. Raise the success chance of tests and events. +5 healing base chance. I'd like that. Learning the law theories and application of magic. Alchemy, +2 healing base chance. You can use alchemical means to alter materials or brew concoctions. Charismatic level 2. I'd like that. History. Evaluate, +2 negotiate. You know the value of anything that could be traded. Let's get negotiate. Persuasion, +2 negotiate. Religion, skulker. Outer Realms lore, navigation. Magic sense. Able to sense the magical auras of people, places, and objects. Plus we can get like dexterous. Even charismatic 3. Let's get perceptive as well. +2 vigilance. The sharpness of the character's senses and attentiveness. No, we can't do anything about our companions though, because we only have 1 insight. So we improved ourselves instead of our companions. That's cool though. Oof. What do I want to do? Extra storage, +7 beast cargo. I want to buy the guard animals. Where do I put the guard animals? Animals. This slot is locked. You can unlock it by assigning a deputy to an appropriate role. Cargo. Sorcery. Navigation. Tools. Miscellaneous. Arms. So if I get guard animals, categories animals defense. It doesn't have a defense slot, I don't think. Harnesses. Navigation, miscellaneous. There would be defense, I think, and there would be attack. We don't know about deputies yet, but certainly get some guard animals. I think I will go ahead and 1 max movement. That's 1 every day. That's a lot. Let's just sell 1 piece of scrap metal. There, now we've got a little money to play with. Let's go ahead and buy the guard animals. Let's make sure we don't want any other animals. Hunting animals. +8 combat strength. Buy the guard animals. Miscellaneous harnesses, offense, outrider, extra storage, good quality tools, worker workforce. This is the page I wanted. Our workforce is very good. What would happen if I do this? Consumption goes up 1. Outriders are mounted fighters. Yeah, let's make another outrider. So we have 2 mounts. We lose 5 cargo, I guess, but let's see. Outrider combat strength, outrider defense, 10 chase. These blinders and saddles specialized for mounted combat can give your outriders the edge in any wasteland skirmish. And again, they are either miscellaneous harnesses or offense. In harnesses, we have awnings, minus 20% consumption. That's big time, so this would have to be a miscellaneous use. Oh, let's go. Who gives the biggest? The Beast of Burden has small consumption. Oh no, 34. And that is defensive power. This is offensive power. The Outrider. So if I put minus, right, goes from 30 and 12, 25 and 24. So the Beast of Burden takes up 34 consumption, so that would be minus 10% consumption for the Beast of Burden, taking it down to about 30 and a half. I guess that's the workforce. And the workforce needed to maintain it. Okay. So let's see. Skewers, plus 5 feet. Fleet, plus 3 beast defense. Would that be better than minus 20% consumption worker and slave? 20% of 21. Yeah, it takes it down more than 10% of 34. Plus 3 beast defense. Standard armaments. Fighter combat strength, scout combat strength, outrider combat strength. Traveling settlers, saddles. What would be minus 20% out? Outriders workforce needed, not much. I'd like to get the standard armaments. Defense. You know what? I'm going to make a bold move, I think. This is awesome, by the way, but let's see how long we've been playing. 32 minutes. How do I know when it's going to save? It's only going to save when I leave? That can't be right. Game saved automatically. New day, huh? So we're going to have to try. We're going to have to rest a day here. What did I want? Standard armaments. And they'll give me so much for that. 32 silvers. +1 max movement. You know what? I'd be silly not to sell it for that much, so sell. Now we're loaded. I can buy the standard armaments, but where do they go? Categories arms. Buy. Let's put them on. Standard armaments, everyone goes up. Our battle strength goes to 75. During effects. Let's go to... Okay, we're at the Moncio. Maybe we should go ahead and rest here. Not yet. Savages, bounties, why are they so many? Avernum offers goods the Sadavar needs, the bounties of fire. Asking the right people over at the market reveals that the tribe dwelling in an oasis south of Avernum values metal greatly. Iron, copper, tin, silver, all exports of the city. Perhaps there's some profit to be made. Interesting. Bounties, why are there so many? There's talk of a bunch of bounties put out by Avernum's administrators on targets ranging from wild beasts to runaway gladiators. You should visit the Slag Fort if you want to earn some coin working as a bounty hunter. The bounty office there will have all the information you need. Might as well. Savages. Chart location revealed. People talk about savages living in 2 tribal settlements, one to the south and another one further southwest of Avernum. These people worship the elements of their shamans, and their shamans are said to be able to heal the most terrible wounds. They are called the Sadavar. The Sadavar are humans who live in the inhospitable deserts of the Searing Plains. Nomads and hunters, most of their tribes have no permanent dwellings. They are fairly territorial, but are known to be open to negotiation. Sadavar are small in stature and have suntanned skin. Their hair is usually darker. Their traditional garments include ponchos and burnouses of radiant colors, matching the tribe's spirit worship as well as tribal trinkets. The Sadavar tribes are the descendants of the people of the western province of Gavron, who, upon receiving omens from the heavens, hid in vaults built under the earth right before the calamity struck. Previously, they had been a province covered in mighty forests, of which only deserts remained. The people who survived emerged from these vaults and made the Searing Plains their new home. They turned to the worship of the elements and personified them as great spirits. These days, Sadavar are desert savages who get by quite well in the plains despite many dangers there. When the new empire appeared, the tribes agreed to join it as loose allies after some initial skirmishes, proving their worth during the return of the Worms. 678 to 691. Due to their remote location and relative openness to imperial presence, there were no later altercations between the two sides. Culture. Each great spirit has a dedicated tribe. Earth spirit is worshipped by the Eatrar, wind spirit by the Kotrar, fire spirit by the Utvarar, and water spirit by the Vitrar. There is also a tribe of elders that rules over all of them and keeps the peace, called simply Sadavar, though not by themselves. Smaller tribes belong to each of the big 4 and more or less mimic their specific cultures. These lesser tribes make up the majority of Sadavar population, and they wander the Searing Plains ceaselessly, while the 4 great tribes have permanent dwellings in sacred parts of the desert. The communities are led by shaman chiefs who are adept at using elemental magic and talking to nature's spirits. Nobody knows the western deserts quite as well as the Sadavar do. So that'd be interesting if I were to outfit my character or companions with, mostly the Vagrus, me, with like, magic lore and stuff like that. We'd probably be able to pass some checks when talking to them, some tests. Anyway, let's see. Should we spend the night? Let's go ahead and see what else we can buy. Requirement beast lore. How much are they? 3. You know what? I'm not going to go any crazier with spending, I don't think. I'm going to save some of this money. This will end the current day. Let's rest. Sleep on the stable floor. At least it is free. +1 vigor. Good night's sleep in the Monsieur's rooms. Morale, vigor, nutrition. Let's go all out. +2 morale, +2 nutrition. Enjoy all the hospitality this Mancio can offer. Odd jobs. Send out your workers to earn some coins working odd jobs. They might return with additional goods. Critical failure, might lose slave and obedience. Failure, poor earnings. Mediocre earnings, decent earnings. Success, mediocre earnings. Lock settings, sure. Vigor is exhausted. They should just rest. Wow, they get vigor by sleeping on the floor, though. Oh, you get no vigor from that relaxation. Let's go ahead and good night sleep in the Mancio's rooms. Morale, vigor, nutrition. We'll pay now. Sustained 100%. Submissive. Let's go ahead and liberate. A slave. And we'll get good and good here. See if there's anything to talk about. Ask him about your encounter. Ask him your encounter about the last pilgrimage. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I mean, we've had some tough calls since we started working together, but I never thought we'd come so close to one of the greatest menaces of our time. The last pilgrimage. Javik shudders before going on. While they were nearby, I had a strange sensation grabbing hold of me. It was like, I don't know, images flashing before my eyes. I was filled with dread from these images, felt naked before some unfathomable catastrophe that was coming my way. I heard chanting that went from reverent to desperate and back again, and that light. I saw it only from a distance, but I'll never forget that horrible light. I just hope we never come into contact with that procession of spectral wanderers ever again. You can't help but agree. Javik scratches his chin before going on. There's also talk among the crew that coming across the pilgrims is a bad omen and our venture is cursed. Whenever I hear such talk, I try to calm everyone down, but I thought you should know. Okay, and talk to you. Ask her what she thinks about our mission. You are the Vagrus. I'm only a scout. I'll let you decide what our destination is and what jobs we take. You've been doing this for quite a while, so I'm content you'll choose well. A leader should lead. I'm no leader. Alright, cool. Jobs, nothing, right? More 1 + 2 vitality. So we saved. I'm going to thank you guys for joining me. I hope you're enjoying thus far. It's really interesting stuff. I'm enjoying the story of this prologue. And I know when the main game comes up, it's more of a sandbox management type game. But there's going to be a lot of cool stories along the way. This guy's going to Utvarar. We might go ahead and take him along. Here we can exchange. Nothing. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I hope you'll join me for more, because a lot more to come. We're going to explore this game in and out. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it. You made it this far. Appreciate all of you. Much love, peace, and joy. Take care. And I'll see you next time with more. Fluent out. Bye-bye.